Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Storytime Quickies from the Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales. Today's tale is number 35, The Tailor in Heaven. So, this is going to be a short one, it looks like. It's only 2 pages, or a little bit less than 2 pages. So, grab your blankies, snacks, get comfy, because it's time for a Storytime Quickie. Tale number 35, The Tailor in Heaven. One very fine day it came to pass that the good God wished to enjoy himself in the heavenly garden, and took all the apostles and saints with him, so that no one stayed in heaven but Saint Peter. The Lord had commanded him to let no one in during his absence. So Peter stood by the door and kept watch. Before long, someone knocked. Peter asked who was there and what he wanted. "I am a poor, honest tailor, who prays for admission," replied a smooth voice. "Honest indeed," said Peter, "like the thief on the gallows. You have been light-fingered, and have stolen snippets of folks' clothes. You will not get into heaven. The Lord has forbidden me to let anyone in while he is out." "Come, do be merciful," cried the tailor. "Little scraps which fall off the table of their own accord are not stolen, and are not worth speaking about. Look, I am lame. I have blisters on my feet from walking here. I cannot possibly turn back again. Let me in, and I will do all the rough work. I will carry the children, and wash their clothes, and wash and clean the benches on which they have been playing, and patch all their torn clothes." St. Peter let himself be moved by pity, and opened the door of heaven just wide enough for the lame tailor to slip his lean body in. He was forced to sit down in a corner behind the door, and was to stay quietly and peacefully there, in order that the Lord, when he returned, might not observe him and be angry. The tailor obeyed. But once, when St. Peter went outside the door, he got up, and full of curiosity, went round about into every corner of heaven, and inspected and the arrangement of every place. At length he came to a spot where many beautiful and delightful chairs were standing, and in the middle was a seat all of gold, which was set with shining jewels. It was much higher than the other chairs, and a footstool of gold was before it. It was, however, the seat on which the Lord sat when he was at home, and from which he could see everything which happened on earth. The tailor stood still, and looked at the seat for a long time, for it pleased him better than all else. At last he could master his curiosity no longer. He climbed up and seated himself in the chair. Then he saw everything which was happening on earth, and observed an ugly old woman who was washing clothes by the side of a stream, secretly laying two veils on the side for herself. The sight of this made the tailor so angry that he laid hold of the golden footstool, and threw it down to earth through the heaven, at the old thief. Since, however, he could not bring the stool back again, he slipped quietly out of the chair, seated himself in his place behind the door, and behaved as if he had never stirred from the spot. When the Lord and Master came back again with his heavenly companions, he did not see the tailor behind the door. But when he seated himself on his chair, the footstool was missing. He asked St. Peter what had become of the stool, but he did not know. Then he asked if he had let anyone come in. "I know of no one who has been here," answered Peter, "but a lame tailor who is still sitting behind the door." Then the Lord had the tailor brought before him, and asked him if he had taken away the stool, and where he had put it. "O Lord," answered the tailor joyously, "I threw it in my anger down to earth at an old woman whom I saw stealing two veils while washing." "Oh, you knave," said the Lord, "were I to judge you as you judge, How do you think you could have escaped judgment so long? I should have no chairs, benches, seats, nay, not even fire tongs, for I would have thrown everything down at the sinners long ago. Now you can stay no longer in heaven, but must go outside the door again. Then go where you will. No one shall give punishment here, but I alone, the Lord. St. Peter was obliged to take the tailor out of heaven again. And as he had torn shoes and feet covered with blisters, he took a stick in his hand and went to wait a bit where the good soldiers sit and make merry. That is the end of the tailor in heaven. Again, I've said this before. I'll say it again. This book is full of a lot of Christian and Catholic, a lot of what do they call them? A lot of Catholic and Christian influences and morality stories. Kind of odd, because this is generally centered in German tales and like tales from like Europe and stuff like that. So I'm kind of not surprised, while at the same time very surprised. Because Europe, I think, I mean, it has the heaviest influence of like Catholics and stuff like that because of like Italy, obviously with the churches over there and stuff, the Vatican. So kind of not surprising. I mean, Roman churches took over like a good majority, like 60% of Europe at some point, right? Or like 80%, something like that. Some crazy percentage they ruled over with Rome. So that concludes tale number 35. Number 36 will be for tomorrow. The Wishing Tale, the Gold Ass, and the Cudgel in the Sack. Nice story. Thank you. Yeah. Not mine. This is old folk tales from back in the day. The Grimm's complete fairy tales. So this is the Grimm's brothers, which if you're not familiar, it's original fairy tales and folklores. A lot of like Disney and old school animation is based off of like these tales. You'll see a lot of them. We've already read through a couple. I think we did Cinderella already. We did Hansel and Gretel. We did different variations of Hansel and Gretel too. There's been quite a few Hansel and Gretel stories. We did Little Red Riding Hood, which has a different version in this. In this one, it's actually extended, where it's not just the story of the Red and the Wolf. It actually goes further and explains a second wolf after that story as well. So, kind of interesting. I wonder how many more stories are gonna have like repetition like that. So far, we are on number 35 of. Oh my god, there's so many. Holy shit. There are 201 tales in total. And we're barely on probably the first page still of the table of contents. Oh no, second page. Second page. So we have quite a few stories to keep on going. This might hold us over until the end of summer, probably. We will be taking a break, like a week long break, sometime around summer, or July, because we are gonna have Anime Expo. So I'm probably not gonna be doing a lot of streaming around that time. I'll try to figure something out. Maybe I can take my IRL to the hotel and maybe do it there. But as of right now, no streams because I am going to be sharing the hotel with other people. So I have to respect their privacy. And if they don't want to be on stream, I'm not going to do any streaming. Um, so as of right now, it's going to be probably a hiatus during Anime Expo. But that means I'll be doing double the reading the following week, probably. And if not that, I might try to fit in maybe one day out of the week or something. It's not going to be the entire week. It's only going to be like the weekend that I'm probably going to be gone. Like at maximum 5 days, 4 to 5 days. because one day is going to be mostly for packing. Then there's going to be like day 0, and then the 3 days of Anime Expo after that, and then the day after all that, I'm probably going to want to rest because we're going to be fucking tired. Oh, I totally forgot to put us on just chatting. Also, let me change the categories for this. All right, there we go. Your tone of voice when you read is good. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been working on that quite a bit. I mentioned this on stream a little while ago, where my regular speaking voice is very high, especially because like when I'm screaming at like Liza P, I get like up into like this higher range pitch. Um, but when I used to do vocal training when I was in a band in high school, I actually did vocal training with like with vocal coaches and stuff like that because I was singing in the band, and they said that I had like a really really good range that I could work with when I was really warmed up. But because it's been so many years between when I was in high school and now, because I spent so many years watching streams and not necessarily talking, it was very odd for me to start talking for like 5 hours in a row. When I do streaming, it forces me to talk long periods of time, which is good for me because I need the experience again. It's like relearning how to use your vocal cords is not easy. It's not an easy task, but it's very 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 helpful. And I mean, you could tell I'm only on tail 35. Tail 35. If you look at my first videos of these storytime quickies, my voice has changed quite a bit compared to that. It would actually, you know what? I'm gonna pull it up. Let me pull up my very first storytime quickie. So if you really compare the storytime quickie from then and now, they're completely different. Very, very different. And what's even cooler is that you guys can actually see a lot of my weight loss journey too. You can see a lot of my weight loss journey from this as well. It's actually kind of funny. Let's see. Okay, let's check this out. Oh, actually, let me bring that onto this side so I can see you guys. There we go. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of cool to see this and how much has changed in
Let
just
me
like a
see where
couple
the first
months.
story starts off.
This was only 1 month ago. Can you believe that?
Here we
One
go.
month of just doing this vocal training.
Uh, I think this is a short one. See, this is.
You can tell, like,
Oh,
it
it's not
got
too long. Only
more
3 pages long.
that more
The
nasally
Frog,
voice,
the Frog
definitely.
King, or Iron Henry, and astonished whenever.
My biceps were definitely
And when
bigger
she was
at that
bored,
point,
she
I
took
think,
a
right?
golden ball
No.
and threw it up on high and caught it. And this
I
ball
think
was
my
her
biceps
favorite
are
plaything.
definitely getting bigger now.
Now,
Definitely
it so
normalizing a
happened
bit.
that on one occasion the princess golden ball did not fall into the little hand, which she was holding
Oh man, I was getting so much more tongue tied at this
up
point
for it,
too.
but onto the ground beyond and rolled straight into the water. The king's daughter followed it with her happy
Yeah,
smile.
see, look, I
At
was
this,
struggling
the
so
king
much getting
cried
into it.
and cried, "Do not weep," answered the frog. I forgot to
This downward angle of like the
immediately
camera
the
also,
beautiful
I've
king
improved
said
like my
again,
my angling as well.
"Whatever will we have, dear frog?
And look, I made a mistake.
Whatever you
I
will
lost I
have,"
lost my
answered the
train of
princess.
thought while I was reading.
"My
I even
creatures
laughed
cannot
it off.
bear and endure, and even the golden crown which I am wearing."
So yeah, I'm definitely better at reading out loud now, for sure. Do you go to the gym? Yeah, yeah. So I go to the gym if I can almost every day. As of right now, for my scheduling, I am going to the gym 3 times a week, and if I can fit it in, I'm trying to do my 6 mile runs like twice a week. So I'm doing 6 mile runs twice a week. Right now I'm taking a break from it though because I need to go to the doctor I've been spending a lot of time in the sun, so I want to make sure that I'm not, in danger of getting any kind of like skin cancer from exposure to the sun, especially because I mean March was like the hottest March on record for like any year, like since we started recording. So be careful when you go out on runs and you're like outside just doing your thing. Make sure you put on sunscreen, even if you're like someone like me who like is naturally tan and stuff like that. Be careful in the sun, man. This summer is gonna be a scorcher. It's gonna be hot as hell. That sun is gonna be beating down on us, and that's a lot of UV radiation. All right. So if you're someone like me who is locked inside all day and you're kind of like a vampire, get ready because that sun is gonna hit you fucking hard, man. So yeah, just prepare for that shit. It's no joke. Um the Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get into Starfield. It's been a long time since I launched up a Starfield run. Uh, I promised a little bit of Liza P, and I got through the church. I got through the church, so that's done. Now, now we have to get revenge. We have to get revenge for Sam. After the last Starfield stream, it is time. It's time we continue our journey. Yeah, good shit, man. Yeah, yeah. Hey, keep it up. Go to the gym is a daily process, my dude. So keep it up for sure. It's not easy. You gotta keep in that mindset, that grind mindset. Oh man, Starfield is slowing down my computer like crazy right now. Holy shit. I forgot how intensive this game is. All right, let me switch up the categories for this. All right, let me go into Starfield. We're just gonna play a little bit of Starfield, you know. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna end stream and I'm gonna restart it because I don't know if I should. Maybe. Because then I can upload the VOD for the other channel for sure. Starfield. What episode of Starfield? Do I even have a playlist for Starfield? I don't think I have a playlist for Starfield on my YouTube. Now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, I should make a playlist for this because that has a lot of playthroughs. I think. Mm, mm, Yeah, I have to think of something soon for that. I'll make something soon for Starfield though for sure. Mm, 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 mm. Bum, 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 bum. E-
In chat. Right. Oh, dee doo ba ba ba. Starfield time. Time to get revenge for Sam. Let's go. Oh yeah, I start go to the gym 2 years ago. Actually, the hardest I did is go to the gym 5 days a week. Yeah. So, uh, a little while ago, I was actually doing like 7 days a week. Gym schedule. I was doing running and I was going to the gym as well. So, at one point, I was doing how would I explain this? I was doing like hikes. So I would do about a mile or two of like incline hikes. So the way I can explain that is there's like a little mountain that's around where I lived, and I usually would go running on there daily. So every day I was going there. And then after doing that like mile or two of like running, I was going to the gym and I was doing another mile on the treadmill and then doing like workout routines after that. So my daily workout around that time was a lot of chest workout, a lot of chest working out. So I was doing a lot of bench press. So far, my record for bench press is somewhere close to like 70 pounds with the dumbbells. So I do 70 pounds each hand. Let's see. As far as let's see, a basic chest day. Uh, oh, actually, you know what? My core days are actually a little bit better. So even though I don't work out a lot of core for these days, so I use this really cool app. This app actually tracks a lot of my workouts. Cover my face so you guys can see it. So it tracks all my workouts that I do. And I'm able to like let's say if I click on this, I can pull up little animations as to like how the workouts are like the proper form should be done. And then when you click on some of these sets like this, it actually shows you the weights you can edit yourself and put the amount of pounds and reps that you're performing for the given workouts. Like these are seated chest press. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Cancel. There we go. And then if I go into like bench presses, you can see doing normally 60s for the bench press. This has actually changed. I don't drop down to 50s anymore. Now I actually stick to 60, 65s and I start increasing my volumes from here. So these aren't like my updated like numbers as of recently. Bench press, close press. I like to do a lot of like variation change ups. So like if I'm doing bench press, I will go into like a close grip to focus in on like other areas of my arm, because bench press is mostly you're working out kind of like you're kind of working mostly chest, you're working out a little bit up here as well, and a little bit on the back if I'm not mistaken of your arms. Whereas the close grip works out a little bit here, a little bit of the side of your chest, but mostly on this outer part of your bicep, which is what I'm really targeting right now because I want it to like kind of pop out and show. And dude, the results are so amazing because when you start doing tricep and you start doing focusing tricep workouts, this muscle right here makes it pop out so much more. It's incredible. Sometimes I feel too lazy to go to the gym. I force myself to go and just do one exercise.
You gotta, man. It's a routine. You gotta keep it up. For me, I find a lot of peace uh when I go to the gym now. It's I've I've quit a lot of things. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I don't drink as much as I used to, for sure. I mean, I did drink recently for my birthday, but before my birthday, I was I think the last time I drank was probably like New Year's. So like I don't drink as often as I used to. Before I used to like at least have like a couple of drinks a month kind of thing, you know? Um I don't do any kind of like any other things, you know. Mostly the big thing is cigarettes though. I quit cigarettes about a year and a half, maybe a year ago, something like that, and I've been keeping it up. I quit mostly because I'm focusing on health a lot. Since I go on runs, I wanted to improve my lung capacity, and you know, if you're smoking cigarettes, dude, there's no way you're doing 6 mile runs if you're smoking cigarettes. It's impossible. You'd be on your lungs would be on fire every fucking day. Every day. You have to be superhuman to be fucking chugging down some fucking cigars and cigarettes like a chimney, man. It unfucking believable. But yeah, quit cigarettes. They're not good. If you're really fitness focused, man. It's definitely not good. I've stopped chewing gum because when I first quit cigarettes, I noticed that I was craving other things as well. Like I started swapping over to gum. I started swapping over to the one that I was doing a lot are these. They're icebreakers. They're pure sugar. They're horrible, 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 horrible for you, and they're bad for your teeth too. But every so often, it's good to like it gets my mind off of it because the thing that cigarettes does is that it does something chemically in your brain where like you want to have something in your mouth and you want to be like putting it to your lips and stuff like that, and it's a psychological thing. You could break that with a mint, literally. Just toss that in. You suck on that for like a couple of minutes. Don't get me wrong. I went through so many of these when I was first starting out. I remember I was buying about 3 of these every 2 days, something like that, when I was going to school. Um, and I was running through them like crazy. Literally, like within 5 hours, I'd be done with one of these. An entire fucking thing. But it kind of waned me off a little bit, and because of that, I was able to kind of like sweat it out in a quicker period of time. I stopped smoking 3 years ago. Yeah, yeah, good for you, man. It's tough to kick the habit. It's real tough. It takes a lot of strength to do. And believe me, when you're first starting out, you're gonna be like looking for other avenues to try and switch up to. Just try and focus it in on something creative, like I did. Um, I put my focus on starting to stream. I started focusing on doing a lot more writing, reading. I started doing a lot more art again. I haven't gotten into like a music phase yet, but I am kind of getting ready. It's kind of funny. There's nothing over here that's gonna dox me. All right. But yeah, no, I have my keyboard on the bed right now. But yeah, I was kind of like messing with that a little bit before stream. Cleaned up my room a bit too. But yeah, no, I'm every once in a while, every couple months, I switch up my habits a little bit, and so I'll do art. I'll get into like 2D animation. A couple months ago, I started doing like editing as well. Like it's just you keep yourself busy, man. You got to keep yourself busy. Trying to read, but I can't. Oh, I'm guessing that's for like English. Yeah, yeah. You get used to it. It just it takes repetition, like I said before. Oh, I totally forgot to stop my recording. Oh, I'm gonna end this. Okay.